Hey, hi, and hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Cynthia and I love to crochet. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about the one thing that I miss doing ever so much, and that is markets and market prep. So it has been at least 2 years since I have done a market, and the reason for this is because my job now has me working Saturdays. So it's kind of hard for me to get a Saturday off. I still can if I want to, but it's just easier if I just work. So I don't do markets as often as I would like to. And especially with Christmas coming up, I know there's going to be a lot of holiday markets going on. So I wanted to do my best to make sure that you guys are well prepared for your market, especially if this is your first one. So before agreeing to do a market, there's a few things that you should definitely look into doing. For one, where is it? Is it somewhere that's close? Do you need to commute? Are you taking a bus, a train? Can you drive there? Definitely try to find markets that are a convenient place for you to actually travel to. The less distance means the less money you're wasting on gas or transportation. So definitely try to find markets that are local to you, something that you can get to easy, because most markets start fairly early in the morning and require you to be there at least an hour before the event starts. Make sure you know exactly where you're going, if there's parking, how much it's going to cost you to actually run your table, if you need to bring a table or chairs or a tent, if there is any electricity, if you need to plug anything in, make sure you're somewhere that can give you an electrical outlet. If not, and it's just a table, you're pretty much good to go. I do remember a lot of my indoor markets not requiring you to bring a table or a chair because they often have them there, but that's why I say definitely look into it. Make sure you have all the information that you need before you click yes and submit your money, because once your money is out of your hands, you are not getting it back. This brings me up to number 2. Know how much the fee is and if they want that fee up front. I do know most places want you to do an Interact e-transfer, so that way they get their money up front so they can cover their costs for the event and the venue. Very rarely have I ever seen a market accept credit. So you do have to have that money up front. Now, markets do not come cheap. I have seen markets as little as $25 for the day, but I also have seen them as expensive as like $1,000 a day, depending on where your market is being held. If you are doing conventions, especially like a Comic-Con or Anime North, obviously your booth prices are definitely going to skyrocket. So make sure you are picking the amount that is good for your business, because you don't want to be overspending and then not making that money back with your products. This brings us into number 3 for your market. Make sure that they are customers that want your items. So you don't want to be going to a food market, let's say, and you're bringing handmade goods, because I'm telling you right now, those people are there for the food. Your booth, sure, you might get a few people coming in to check it out, but they're not there to buy your stuff. They're there for the food. So you know, if you have food related items, if you bake or if you make food, then 100% make sure that these are the markets you're targeting. But if you're making like crocheted toys or, you know, hats, clothing, I'm telling you right now, not the market for you. You want to find a handmaker's market where people are actually looking for gifts and items that are handmade. Because like even me, myself, if I'm going to a market and I like, let's say the butter tart festival, I'm there for butter tarts. I am there for the food. I am not there to check out the other vendors. So if this is one of your first markets, I wouldn't be holding my breath that you're going to be making a ton of money that day. You may make some, of course. People are always going to like love what you have and appreciate handmade, but if they're there for the food, they're not there for the handmade. So once you have all your information and you're like, yes, this is the market for me, I'm going to send in my fee, everything is paid in full, I have my tent, my table, my chairs, everything that I need, this is the market for me, this is, people are going to be buying my stuff. Now you have to think about your booth and or table setup. So now this is really, really important, and I know a lot of people who go into their first market and they kind of half-ass their table. So I want you to put yourself in the position of the customer. When you go in to a handmade market, what's the first tables you're hitting? They're going to be the ones that are well labeled, well priced, well lit. All their stuff can be seen. You want to be able to have a booth that multiple people can come to and comfortably see everything that you have to offer. If you are doing price listing, make sure you have multiple price lists so that you're not having people crowd to see the prices, because I know a lot of handmade people will not put prices on their actual product for fear of damaging said product, and they'll make lists, but you want to make sure that, you know, everybody gets a chance to see that list, or have like a big board so that everybody can see your prices and they go in knowing, okay, this is how much this is, this is how much this is. Especially if you want to deter hagglers, because a lot of people will try to bargain hunt and they'll be like, I know you're saying this is $10, but you can bring it down to $8 for me, right? I'll buy it if you bring it down. Stay true to your pricing. You priced it that way for a reason. Stay true to yourself. Also, while you're at a market, remember you're selling yourself. So you don't want to be sitting behind your table on your phone, head down, just completely ignoring every customer that comes your way. Feel free to welcome them, say, hey, how are you? How are you doing? Open up some kind of minimal dialogue, because if you're like me, you're introverted, you don't really enjoy the whole conversation with people, you find it hard to sell yourself, and I totally understand that, I get that, but just opening up that dialogue, hey, how are you? Like, how's the day? How's the weather? You don't even have to talk about your products. You're just engaging that customer. You're keeping them in your booth or your table for a longer period of time, to the fact where they might actually all of a sudden see something that they want. And because they've gotten this dialogue with you, they kind of feel that connection. It's better than if you just have your head down and people just come by and look. They're going to pass right on by. You're not making any sales with that customer, and I am telling you that for sure. You'll also get that one customer that just wants to know everything about everything, and honestly, the more transparent you are with these customers, the more willing they are to buy an item from you, and they may even throw on another 1 or 2 items just because they enjoyed the conversation and you brighten their day. Feel free to talk about how you make your products, or, you know, the idea behind the name of your shop, or why you chose a colorful theme or a white theme or a woodsy theme. Like, these customers want to create some kind of connection with you, and that makes them way more comfortable to spend the money, because handmade items are not that cheap. And, you know, don't be deterred by those customers that come by your booth and they're like, I could get that at the dollar store. I can make that. It's like, you know what? Yeah, you probably could. Here's what I do. Pass on that knowledge. And you know what? Having that transparency and just being open with your customers might lead them to purchase something from you, even if they're like, I could make that. If you are a crocheter, you know, have patterns on hand. If you sell your own patterns, print out just a couple, you know, have an option for customers that are like, hey, I can make that. Be like, you know what? I bet you could. I have a pattern right here. Or direct them to your Etsy shop. Show them that, you know what? That's cool. You can make it yourself. That's totally fine. Here's how, you know, like, give them that reason to spend money in your shop, in your booth, in your Etsy shop, you know. In terms of how your booth looks, you do want to find something that has an aesthetically pleasing look. So if you are selling custom plushies, you know, make sure all of your tablecloths match, or that you have some kind of common theme, whether it be like a rainbow theme or something really colorful, or if you want something muted, if you want clean, crisp white, if you want flowers. You really need to think a lot about the image you are projecting to your customers, because the next time these customers see you at the next market, they want to be like, oh my gosh, yes, that's the Avalon Rose Crochet. I remember them from the last market, because your image is everything. If you are creating just a mishmash mess of a table, the next time you go, you might still have that mishmash mess of a table, but I'm telling you, there are other people that also have that mishmash mess. Try saying that 5 times fast. Holy crap. And if you really want, you can draw in attention by having like flashing lights, or you can play music. There was one booth that actually had little heaters, because this was a fairly cold one. It was in November. It was an outdoor market. I did it in Paris. It was a night market. It was a chilly night. And this one vendor booth had a battery generator, and they hooked up these tiny little heaters. And I am telling you, their booth was packed packed the entire night because people were so happy to be warm. This was genius on them because they had people looking at their stuff and they're like, you know what? I'm using your heat. I'm going to repay you. I'm going to buy something from you. So having little things that just keep customers in your booth is honestly the best way that you're going to make a sale. It may not even pertain to your business, but it's just something fun. Like I have had bingo sheets, I've had scavenger hunts, and if everybody completes it, they come back to my table. I had some kind of free gift with purchase if you bring back this sheet. And it was just something to keep the market fun, especially when you have little kids that come to your market. I had extra stickers on hand so I could hand out to kids. I've had lollipops, just something that shows that you're not just there to just be a blob and ignore everybody. And making connections with people is the reason we do markets. You want to meet your customers face to face and you want to try to get that recurring customer. Big thing, like business cards, having little flyers, little things like that to hand out. That's just garbage, Great if you have it, but not necessary. If you have a QR code where people can literally just scan with their phones, they'll get your business information, or it sends them right to your website, right to your Instagram, right to your YouTube channel, whatever it is that you use to promote your stuff online. That's what you want to have. You want to have something that is quick. If you do have a business card or a flyer, have just a little panel up top that says, hey, take a picture of me. Because when people go back into their galleries and they're looking for pictures, they're going to come across that picture they took of your business and it's going to remind them, oh my God, yeah, I totally forgot about that. And they'll click, they'll go immediately to your Instagram page and check you out. So much better than having a business card where, sure, it might get thrown into a purse, but now it is lost to the oblivion, to the black hole that is a woman's purse. Another great thing you can do for your table, especially if you're doing a market that is around a holiday such as Halloween or Christmas or Easter, is just to decorate your table with the theme of the holiday. It's definitely going to get a lot more people in the mood to be a part of your booth. You can also encourage customers, especially ones who have made a purchase, to, is it okay if I take a picture to post on my Instagram? Or do you have a review? Is there something that I can share from your experience? Or, if you're taking pictures, add my handle to your pictures, just tag me, something to engage your customer. Just engage. This is the main thing I'm trying to get across is engage your customers. Engage. Because if you engage your customers, they're going to be like, hey, I met this really cool, what are we called? Artisans? Handmade maker, I don't know what we're called, but hey, I met this really awesome maker at a market, you should check her out. Word of mouth is huge. I know people are like, get on social media. To a point, it's great, but speaking from somebody who has really tried with social media, the algorithm just is not your friend. And the best thing you can do is word of mouth and markets. When I did my market, when I did handmade jewelry, I had the most followers I've ever had because people would find me at a market and they would follow me. They'd now try to find other markets that I was at because they enjoyed my personality. They liked talking to me. And I always had a helper with me. That's probably a big one too. If you are allowed, of course, make sure you have somebody with you. I mean, if not for nothing, during the downtimes, you have somebody to talk to. But it is somebody who can help push a sale. It is somebody who will sell you better than you can sell yourself. Make sure that your right-hand person is the person that's going to help you sell and not just be a bump on a log, because we don't need extra bumps on a log. Doesn't help. You want somebody that is, just as passionate as you are and can maybe explain your process. You can go through all of this with them prior to the event. Just let them know, hey, this is how I make stuff. I'm sure whoever you have knows what you do. Don't be afraid to open yourself up also to creating custom pieces. There are some handmade items that you can make right there on the spot. Obviously, I'm not saying for a crocheter to sit there for an hour and a half crocheting something for a customer, because you're going to be ignoring everybody. But what I've done in previous markets was I created a custom order form. I do require that they give me at least a 25 to 50% deposit, depending on how large the project is. That way I can guarantee that this customer is going to want this product. I'm not going to be wasting my time on it. And I can actually talk to the customer firsthand, face to face, and we can hash out all the details. I can help them fill out this custom order form. I can even send them an email that day being like, all right, here's your custom order. A really smart thing to have, and this is something that I've come to absolutely love, is signing up with Square. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not getting anything by mentioning them. They are just something that I use and I love, but I got myself a Square reader so that people can use debit and credit, which is absolutely huge at markets. Not everybody likes carrying around cash. Not everybody has exact change, and having to create a float and having $200 in toonies and loonies just so you can make up change is a hassle. It's something that you don't want to have to be guarding. So you can put signs up being like, hey, you know what? I am debit and credit only. I have a reader. You can pay with debit and credit. You're gonna get more sales if you have that option. Because like I said, especially after COVID, cash, people just don't have it anymore. So I know I have just been kind of nonstop spewing information about markets, but I am just somebody who absolutely loves doing markets. I am passionate about them. I try to have the best booth I possibly can. Just take everything I say with a grain of salt. Use from it what you will. You may have different ideas. By all means, go with your ideas, because that's what makes your booth unique. That's what makes you you. But if you do take anything from this, just one, make sure you get all the information you can possibly get. You can never have enough information about the market you're at. Two, make sure you have a nice aesthetic, something where people are going to be drawn to your table. Put in the effort, because yes, you're putting in all this effort making your items, but if you're not also putting that effort in your booth, it's kind of a waste. I'm not going to lie. Three, have some kind of way to accept debit and credit. Cash is always great, but if you have that extra option, especially credit, you're going to have people making bigger purchases because they don't have to fork over the cash all at once. Four, make sure you have everything that you need, your extra price lists, if you have any kind of packaging or bags, if you have any extra little treats for kids, treats, stickers, balloons, kids love them. Have something that's going to draw people to your booth. I mean, balloons are a great option. Who doesn't love a balloon? Have something that's going to interact your customers, whether it be like an iPad with previous videos that you've made, shorts that you've made, create like a slideshow about your business, have a QR code that directs them to wherever you want them to be directed, whether it be your Instagram, your Etsy shop, Ravelry, whatever it is. Make sure you have something there where people can take a picture. Even like a take a picture at my booth sort of pop-up thing is a great idea for customers. Make sure you have somebody with you. That's huge, because you're going to have to pee. At some point, you're going to have to pee. So have somebody that can take over your booth. It's great if you can ask the person beside you, but they're focused on their booth. They're not focused on your booth. And, you want to make sure your stuff is covered and that you have somebody there watching it when you're not there. And, biggest thing, have fun. Don't stress about it. I mean, I know it's easy to say that. It's a very stressful situation, especially when you're getting set up. You feel like you're rushing. You don't know what you're doing. Like, have everything planned out weeks before. Like, nobody is applying to a market and then doing the market the next day. You have months of preparation before a market, weeks of preparation even, which is more than enough time to actually focus, draw out a booth, plan it out, do a mock up at home. That way when you get there, you're not fumbling with shelving units and all this stuff that you've built or made to create your booth. Just prepare, have fun, Don't stress. Enjoy your customer interactions. Don't let the bum down Karens of the world saying, I can make that, get you down. Because sure, of course you can make it. Go make it. That's fine. You know, people are going to be people. Not everyone's going to like what you do. But as long as you like it, as long as you have a passion for what you do, get out there, do as many markets as you can, make as much money as you can, have a great time, and just relax. Like, it's fun. It's all supposed to be fun. Everyone wants to have fun. That's the goal. So I hope something in this video is useful to you. I hope I maybe came up with an idea you haven't and that it can help you. I would love to hear your feedback. You know, if there's anything that you do at your markets that I may not have mentioned that you think will help somebody, please leave it in the comments below. We are all one big community just trying to help each other out. I will be back hopefully with some more crochet videos very soon, and I do plan on doing a 12 days of crochet for Christmas. I did just recently wrap up the 31 days of crochet for Halloween. It was so much fun, and you know, thank you to everybody who participated. You guys are amazing. I love you. And that wasn't a heart. There's a heart. I tried. So yeah, have a great day, everybody. And if you did like this video, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.